All right, folks, so we're in a 60-second ad break, and when that ad break concludes, we will begin our stream proper. Hope everyone's doing excellent out there on the old internet. I'm doing all right. I'm looking forward to a night of bottle kit building and hanging out. We'll talk about some pressers. We'll chat about some wrestling. We'll talk about some video games, some demos that I played. I only played 3 demos, but happily I liked all of them, so we'll talk about those. Um, a little bit about Twitch, but we should talk about it. I'm less bullish than some people are. I'm not out for blood, but I also think that it's like, all right. Um, and we'll just kind of mostly hang out. And folks that are not subscribers won't see ads for the first 20 minutes when they join in, which is nice. We're going to get started with our stream in just a moment or two, so get ready for it. It's coming your way. All right. Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, go ahead and reply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you want to be a lurker and just hang out and not say anything, that's also okay. Ghost Valve is here. We also throw the emotes in the chat as a thank you to Dirty, because Dirty, a round of applause there. Dirty subscribed for 45 months, which is a lot of months. Lord Crashton says, hey. And then before we went fully into this frame here, Lashbrook also resubbed. So I can also say hi. That's 67 months. So thank you very much, Lashbrook, for that. That's ridiculous. Appreciate you, Lashbrook. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button. I will, but before we hit the dance button, I do want to say, also Dirty wants me to hit the dance button, and I will. Before I hit the dance button on 2 occasions, I do have to read, because before we got going, it's very funny. Vectroid put, we are pleased to announce that you could finally build with the bears. My local mall, I guess. Yes, your local mall would announce, instead of this Build-A-Bear workshop, now you can build with bear. Which is, that's the joke. That's the shower thought joke. If you've never heard that, I've talked about it before, but that's what it is. That's the shower joke. That's the shower thought that I had to make real. Build with Bear Workshop. Build with Bear, and then I spelled it like my last name. Okay, well, now what would that be? Oh, I guess that would be my model kit building stream. Okay, I probably should do that. That's the story. But also the story is, when you use channel points, I press the dance button. So here's the dance button. It's a new song every month, and here we go. I hit my overhead light. I hit my light. I was dancing too hard. I'm also now going to hit the dance button one more time. Dance for the end of Summer Game Fest. Yes, Summer Game Fest 2023. Ended. Okay, it's over. It's over. 2023. It's over. Originally, that was the ska button, and then it became the rockin' dance button. Because I ran out of ska music I could play without any problems. For both Twitch and the VOD. Could I have it so the button doesn't, the audio that comes out of the Stream Deck buttons doesn't go into my VODs? Of course I could do that. But then any of my VODs that people watch after the fact, if they watched it on like Twitch or YouTube, would just see me dancing to no music, which is weirder than me just picking music that is totally okay for me to play, that is not going to give me any kind of problems. In my opinion, this is the solution. I could play licensed music. I could have played thousands of licensed ska songs with it, and then it would have been okay. And then one day, representatives of Goldfinger would have shown up and broken my legs. Not the band Goldfinger, representatives of the band Goldfinger. They don't get their hands dirty. I mean, the real thing is, I should have said Real Big Fish instead of Goldfinger, but I went with Goldfinger. That's fine. I wouldn't say Mighty Mighty Ballstones because I would plead my case to the guy who danced for Mighty Mighty Ballstones, Ben, who I have met on several occasions. Because for quite some, he might still be there, I don't know. But for many, many years, he was an office manager at Harmonix. That's right. The guy who was employed to dance for Mighty Mighty Ballstones had a day job there working at Harmonix. Because if you're a musician in Boston and you need a day job, working at Harmonix was at one point the best place to be. I don't think he's still there, but I met him a couple times. So I would plead my case to Ben. Please, please, talk to your unfortunately right-wing leaning band leader and make sure I don't get my legs broken for playing Mighty Mighty Ballstones on a stream. They don't get their hands dirty since they have the Midas touch. Indeed, Aristophan, good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a yeah. That's the least used sound effect that I have. I replaced the toilet flush with
Yeah.
yeah. I have 5 sound effects, and that's the least used. Because we don't get a lot of yeah moments on stream. Could I have multiple folders dedicated to audio things? Yes. But I have a Stream Deck Mini, so I only have 6 buttons. And 1 button is dedicated to sound effects. So, that 1 out of 6 is pretty good. If I had a bigger Stream Deck, then I could have even more sound effects. I could also get something else that isn't the Stream Deck to handle my sound effects, but that seems like a poor investment when I should instead just buy more model kits to build, including this kit, which is from the year 2015, which we're starting tonight. Amida's Hyakuren. I've never said that out loud. Hyakuren. 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 The Hyakuren. So this is we'll go to the overhead in a second here so you can take a look at a little bit about this kit. Let me retweet my tweets. See if we can get a few more friends to come hang out. And we'll take a look-see here. The Hyakuren, this is Amida's. So it is like the normal one, which I have never built before. This is a special one because it's pink, and it comes with this weapon, which was not included on the original kit. So you do get a bonus weapon, a bonus gun. And it comes with the original gun, but then it also comes with this gun, which is nice. A little dark. I'm feeling a little dark in here. Let's see. Can I make this brighter? Yeah. It's feeling a little dark, the overhead. But yeah, so, but otherwise it's completely like the original kit. This is from 2015. It is the one of only a handful of Iron Blood and Orphan kits that I have not built, including the new ones that came out like 2 years ago. I built all those. This is one of the few that I have not worked on. So I'm happy to be able to do it. And I will have a video out tomorrow for everyone to watch. 2 things were bought off my Amazon wish list. So thank you to Matthew and thank you to Aristophan for picking up 2 things. A Lego set from one of you. Thank you kindly. And a puzzle. That's right. The Gundam puzzle was purchased. And that's a thing I'm going to work on in the future. Not this. That's after this nonsense. That's future nonsense. So yeah, I'm gonna build a 3D puzzle. It will be the 3rd puzzle that I've worked on stream, and it will be the 2nd 3D puzzle I've worked on. And knock on wood, it'll be the 2nd one that I've completed, because many of you will remember that there was a puzzle that I've never finished and eventually threw the fuck away. Because fuck that puzzle. It was a jigsaw puzzle for Animal Crossing, and it was bad. It was a bad puzzle made by bad people. And I don't regret that I didn't finish it. because I was having a terrible time. That was one of. Glad you got the Lego. Good luck with the puzzle. Thank you, Ristafan. And thank you, of course, for sending that Lego set. Again, there's a video that'll go out tomorrow about it. I always do that. But no, that was like one of the worst periods of the Build-A-Bear workshop was working on that. Because it started off, I was like, I'm starting to get this. I'm starting to understand how to do this big puzzle. I'm starting to have fun with this puzzle. And then it was like, I hate everything and I don't want to stream. It is a rare instance where I'm like, what if I cancel the stream because I don't want to work on this thing? And then I was like, wait, what if I just stopped working on it? What if I lied to myself and said that I'll come back to it and I just never do? I'm assuming it's not the same, but I remember when 3D puzzles were all the rage in like the 90s. Yeah, so this is all plastic, and it's clear plastic, and it's like a layered design. So some 3D puzzles are you're going to make like a cube or a shape. This is going to be interlocking pieces that from the bottom up will build an object. It's like a 3D printer, but all the components are weirdly shaped, and you get them in advance. So that's what we're going to be working on in the future. Of course, we're working on this kit right now. That's future. That's a future Pat stream. You know what? I didn't include this in here in my notes to talk about, but let's do it. I'm going to, make quote unquote a formal announcement tomorrow. I've talked about it before. I put out a save the date, but I don't think I've shown the graphic yet. So I can show the graphic for my birthday stream, which is on June 23rd. Those kits were purchased as birthday presents, which is very kind of people. But yeah, I got an image. Ooh, where is it? Did I not save it? I didn't save it. Hold on. Oops. Thought I had... No. I really did thought that I had saved the... That's silly me. Okay. This is going to take more steps than originally planned. I got to open up... I got to save it as a photo. I thought I had saved it as a photo. Turns out I hadn't. Or I saved it in a weird place, maybe? Maybe that's what it is. I saved it in a weird place. So, save as. Yeah, in here. And then we're going to save that as a PNG. Oh, you know what it is? For some reason, it's saved in my OneDrive. I don't know why it was, but for whatever reason, it got saved in my OneDrive. That's why I couldn't find the photo, everybody. My never used, what are you talking about, Microsoft? I don't want to use OneDrive. My OneDrive has that photo in it. That's where it went up. Okay, that explains everything. So that's why I couldn't find the photo, everybody. We figured we solved it. We solved the puzzle. The puzzle was, why can't I find this fucking photo? And the answer was, because it was saved in a weird place. Here it is. Pat Bear's birthday subathon, June 23rd, from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern. My birthday's on the 23rd. It's going to be my 43rd birthday. And so the goal is to get the most subscribers I've ever had, which will be 86, which is also twice my age, which felt like a fun number. That felt like a fun thing. So that's what we're going to do. Why is this not popping together? OneDrive loves sending me on this date emails for when random wallpaper was uploaded to its drive. That's very funny. Try to act like fucking Facebook memories. So yeah, can we break my sub record by getting 86? At 50 subscribers, which at the time of this stream, we are already at 55 subscribers. So it's like a guarantee, but if we drop down because of gifted subs or whatever, we want to get to 50. At 50 subscribers, I will have started already Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, which is a very cheap idle game, but it has a multiplayer map. And so I will put out the code and let people join my Placid Plastic Duck Simulator multiplayer game. And we'll hang out in that as we kind of chat and see what's up. And if we get to 60 subscribers, I will play an episode or 2 episodes, we'll see, of New Catch, which is 90s French wrestling. It's exactly what you think a mid 90s or early to mid 90s French television program would look like if it was focused on wrestling. It's wild. Uh, at 70, we'll open up WWE 2K23 and I will make me. I will make a custom wrestler that is like me. I don't make custom wrestlers. It could go terrible, but we'll try our best to make me, and I will of course take input from chat on what is looking more or less like me. And then at 86 subscribers, you guessed it, it'll be Dilk time. And Dilk is Mountain Dew and milk. 50% Mountain Dew, 50% milk. I don't truck with punishment as a motivation, but it worked the last time in February when I did my first ever subathon. It worked. So we're doing it again. And if you're like, Pat, 4 p.m. on a Friday, is that because you hope that Jeff Gersman will raid your stream after his Friday stream is over? And the answer to that question is yes. One, I also am going to go, I have plans that Saturday, and I have a standing appointment on Friday nights. So it's to accommodate my standing appointment on Friday, which is for my own mental health, a thing that I try not to miss, because it is a group hangout and wrestle watch, and I can chat with people, and it makes me happy to do, so I want to consistently do that, because it is good for me to have that kind of a time with friends. And then the other thing is the guess. 100%. My hope is that Jeff, when his stream is over, a little after 4, will raid me, and then I will have that burst of people come in. Because that big burst of people will fade over the hours, but will still be like great as far as encouraging and you know, and good vibes and all that. And maybe a couple people will be like, oh yeah, I forgot Pat does these streams, these weird streams on occasion, but he also does a lot of stuff that I do like seeing Pat do, so I'm going to stick around, you know, that kind of thing. We have, unfortunately, an incredibly tiny sticker to apply. So let's apply this tiny sticker while I talk to you about Twitch, the platform Twitch. They made an announcement today of Partner Plus program. They are introducing the Partner Plus program. You may know this, that there was a time where some partners had a 70-30 split. Not every partner, but some partners got a 70-30. And how did you get that? No idea. Nobody actually knew. It was different contracts from their normal contracts. And it was there wasn't a lot of language. I mean, back in the day, becoming partner was also confusing. It still is to a certain extent, because like becoming an affiliate's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy to follow the steps to become an affiliate. Going from affiliate to partner is not just following some guidelines and then it just happens. There is a process that goes through that. But getting that good deal was a big question mark. And then they were like, we're doing away with it. Everyone's going to 50-50. And then sometimes it's actually less than 50-50 for certain things. And then also, especially if your country that you live in is not US dollars, then it's a different thing as well. And it all is what it is. And people were pissed off about that. And it makes sense that they were. Well, today they introduced the Partner Plus program. And basically, some partners will be able to get a 70-30 revenue split, which will be reoccurring monthly subs. The 70-30 will be gift subs, Prime subs, and paid subs. What's up? Welcome. We're talking about the Partner Plus program from Twitch, which I am not happy about, but also am not ready to set people on fire over. I'm a little bit less unhinged about it than some people who are justified to be upset with certain things, but whatever. Uh, so, getting to that, basically, you hit a sub count of 350 for several months in a row, you get into that program. You can also dip below 350 and still be in that program. That's why it's the 3-month period. And you get entered to it, and it's a whole thing, right? Now, that 350 to get you, for 3 months to get you to that point, that 350 is just paid subscribers. It's not gifted subs and it's not prime subs. So you got to get $350, like 350 times 5. You're making that kind of money. How many partners even do that? Who the fuck knows? Not a lot. It's clearly an incentive to keep some people happy who are thinking about going somewhere else, because the people that can survive somewhere else are the people that could make into this program. And there were some people that weren't getting the 70-30 split that would qualify in this case, that weren't in the original because they had an odd relationship, or their person they were in contact with, or they just didn't think it was worth the terms. These terms are better than the original 70-30 is my understanding. Yes, I don't count either, as you know. It's bad in many respects. Obviously, some people want it to be better than 50-50 for everybody, which I don't think is possible. Now, when you say, well, Pat, it's definitely possible financially. Of course it is. If Amazon wants to spend more money on Twitch and lose more money on Twitch, it could. If retention rates become worse in the future, if Kick becomes an actual competitor instead of what it genuinely appears to be, which is money laundering, and again, I say that it appears to be money laundering. I have no evidence to suggest that, but every fucking bone in my body tells me that Kick is a scam and will not exist in a few years. Doesn't seem worth it, honestly, for Twitch. I get it. Yeah. Now, making more people partner and having more opportunities for partners, certainly. Having more opportunities for affiliates who we did get, other than a couple countries that have to have the $100, the $50 threshold instead of the $100 threshold for payouts. That's a huge thing. That's big for a lot of people, myself included, because there were months where I would get $90, but I wasn't going to get that $90 until the next month. And that $90 would go towards model kits that I would purchase to build on stream. But I wouldn't get that money. I would have to wait for the next month, and then I would have a nice check the next month, the next payout then. That $50 threshold is way better for a lot of people. It is a genuine thing that will improve, that has improved life for affiliates. Do I think that this could lead to more positive changes? I do. I do think so. Again, I think this was inevitable that they would do this. I think this does not solve the problems that exist with retention of those folks. I think there is a misunderstanding at Amazon about what Twitch is. And that is the thing that I've had conversations with a bunch of people about this, right? So, at the same time, two things are very true. In my personal experience, in my opinion, as a user of Twitch, as a watcher of streams, and as a person that has been a streamer now for almost 6 years, right? These are the things that I have come to understand from conversations with people who are far in a better position than I am in various ways. what I have started to understand, right? With many caveats, right? Twitch as a platform is personality driven. And people, once in an ecosystem, are unlikely to leave that ecosystem. So both those things are true. Twitch, high above Twitch people, and by extension high above Amazon people, like to think that the Twitch platform is the driving force. That people chose Twitch over Ustream because Twitch, Justin TV/Twitch was better than Ustream. And, Mixer didn't really have an impact, and Beam was never going to be a thing before it got bought and all this other stuff. And they think it's because, we've built a brand that people identify with as when you think of streaming, you think of Twitch. But if the people that they wanted to see weren't on Twitch, Twitch would not attract people to watch things, because you don't hear about streaming and go, you know what? I'm going to check out Twitch. I hear good things about streaming. If you're not someone that watches streams, you come to streams because people you like are streaming and you want to see them. That's the reality of it. Now, the second part of that thing that I wanted to say, which is also important, is when people get fucking used to a service, they stick with the service. Like, that sucks. Like, the reason I'm still on Patreon and I didn't move over to Ko-Fi, which has similar things to Patreon, is in many ways easier to use, is because people like being on Patreon because they're there. They don't like Patreon, but they already have their accounts set up. They already have the people they back on Patreon. When someone has a new Patreon, they're like, yeah, all right. You have to make it so easy for people to want to go to something else. Like, I am still on Twitter. I'm not happy about it. 100%. But you know what? Like, it's there. You have an account. You already The worst part about these other services, these not Twitters, is that I have to start over again and, like, learn people's usernames. And, like, when I follow new people on Twitter, it's because they were retweeted by people I like. I don't go into hashtags. I don't look at trending topics. I don't look at suggestions of who to follow. I hear about I see, like, oh, this person I like is retweeting this person a couple times. Let me check them out. Oh, yeah, this person seems cool as hell. All right, I'm into this. Let's see what's up. I'll follow them. Like, definitely don't hook up your email to find contacts. Yes, don't hook up especially new services. I'm going to panel line this now because it's going to be annoying once I get this body built. And then we'll panel line everything else. But, yeah. I know some people. I'm not talking about everybody. Excuse me, pardon me. I know some people go on Twitch and they go to the front page. They go to twitch.tv and they're like, who's streaming Diablo 4? What's the most popular Diablo 4 stream? This video game came out and I want to know more about this video game. There are people that do that. I think they're weirdos that go in like, that there are people that follow. Did you know you can follow a category or game? You can follow a game. And then when people go live playing that game, you can then go and watch those people play live. I've never done that, but I know there are people who do that. There are people who are like, I really like playing Jackbox. So I'm going to see who's streaming Jackbox with like 10 to 15 people so I can get on a game of Jackbox Party Pack 9. That's how I'm going to spend my evening. There are people like that. But for the most part, Twitch is dominated by personality. And we have also found, we being collective streamers, content creators, if you want to pull people to another place, It's hard. It's fucking hard to do that. Because, like, let's say you really like Regis Kilbin. Regis Kilbin, which is a good name, good name. Regis streams Hearthstone. He streams duels in Hearthstone. Not a lot of people stream duels, which is just a format in Hearthstone. But you like him. He's funny. He's got a good community. He plays fun decks. He's a good guy, right? Regis took some time off to have a baby, which is wonderful. It's unbelievable. He's got a newborn. It's incredible. We love that. He calls her Regina on stream because he doesn't want to say what her real name is. And people think that, and some people don't get the joke, so they think he really named his daughter after his streaming username, which is very funny. Some people are never going to come back to watch him stream because he didn't stream for a bit. And that's it. They're done. But a lot of people were like, well, I clicked on Hearthstone and tried some other people, or I tried some people that were recommended, or some people that I like, I got recommended some YouTube people, and I guess I'll try that out. But a lot of people were like, all right, well, I'll see you when you get back. Now, that's great. What happens if Regis is like, you know what? I think I can make it on YouTube. I've got YouTube subscribers. I've got 2 channels on YouTube. They both do well. I think people will come and check me out on YouTube if I start streaming on YouTube. So I'm going to start streaming I'm only going to stream on YouTube. I'm going to quit this. I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to be doing countdowns and call to actions and reminding people they got to check me out there. Are people who are used to subscribing on Twitch gonna get their shit together and watch him on YouTube? Maybe. Not all of them. The people who were fine with waiting for him to come back, who watched other people or did other stuff or whatever, who were like, well, Regis is going to come back, and he said he was working on a project, which that was the lovely lie, and he'll come back, and that'll be nice, and I'll check in, see what he's up to when he comes back, and hear what that project was. Those same people who were like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I like Regis, are way less likely to go, you know what? I'm going to figure out, I'm going to start watching streams on YouTube. Now, he could, if he wanted to, start doing both. Some streamers do both now. They don't do it at the same time, obviously, because of logistics and all that, which we know about. But they also start streaming on both. Another streamer that I like, who I watch on Twitch and watches YouTube content, also streams on YouTube. That's Raffle. It's another Hearthstone streamer. You may have guessed, I watch a lot of Hearthstone streaming. You may have guessed that. Because I'm still interested in Hearthstone. And I like fun decks. So I follow a few people. But in that instance, it's like, okay, like, it doesn't work as well. It's not the same. YouTube could pay better, but it's not the leader in it, and it's hard to get away from the leader. So people will stick around with Twitch. And again, Kick has that, you hit a certain threshold, boom, 95% cut. You get 95, they take 5. That sounds impossible and unsustainable. Because who the fuck is putting ads on Kick.com? How are they getting that money? Where did that money come from? How illegal is that money? Probably vary. How long will this site exist? Is it just money laundering? Are they taking a loss to write off something else? Where is this money coming from? All of those things. So I would say, if you have an unbelievably dedicated, kick-ass, fucking wonderful community, start streaming somewhere else in addition to where you're streaming here and see what's up. try out some other stuff. Try out YouTube. It's probably the best option right now. If you have a TikTok that is busy and bumping enough that you can start streaming on TikTok, that seems like a place you might want to try as well. Try that stuff out. Because some of your audience may follow you, which is cool. It's very cool. But don't count on everyone coming along, because other people will just be like, what do I have to sign up for? You know? It's tough. It's a weird thing. That's the thing when I've talked to people about, because I have a consistent, small but consistent Patreon, right? Got a consistent Patreon, so people have asked me about Patreon and all that, and I said, well, just make sure that's where you want to be for a while, right? Because once you start, you want to be consistent because you want to keep people that are helping you out, right? Like you want to go for it, and then and then make a product that people want to return to and keep giving you money to support you and all that. We're almost done with the chest here, but I decided to panel line it before I added the other components, and we'll just do that as we go. I didn't think I would talk so long about this, but anyway, at the end of the day, I'm happy to be. I'm happy that I am in a position now where I get to stream and people hang out and people come back, and the most important thing is the comeback part. No problem. Happy to. My big thing is that, folks, if you only, oh yeah, that reminder to get my shit straight and get AdSense active already. Yeah. I mean, folks that watch my YouTube ads, thank you so much for watching my YouTube ads. We're almost at the point where I can start, I get a payout. AdSense is $100. And I am like, not there yet, but by the end of the year, I will have $100 from there, and then I'll get a payout, and then I'll be able to buy some model kits with that $100, which will be great. And a reminder, friends, if you pay for YouTube Premium, if you watch my videos, it's like you watched ads, which is awesome. So just put on a long video of mine and just leave it on. Watch a Pat Bear's Anime Club live video. One's coming the end of this month on YouTube, and just have that going because you won't see any ads, but I'll benefit as if you did. Yin Dark says, I don't really watch streams, but I love your streams. I appreciate that. That's also a thing, right? There are pockets of people out there. I appreciate that. But there are pockets of people out there who are just like, you know what? I don't watch a lot of streamers, but I have somebody I know that does it that I enjoy them, which is great. The GBA Fire Emblem is coming to Switch Online. Nice. That's a good way to put out that game for people to play that want to get in on the old Fire Emblems. I think I'm going to do that, honestly, continue using uBlock, Origin, and NoScript, but just start putting a bit of money each month in a creator fund. Yeah, I mean, so I pay for YouTube Premium. I started paying for YouTube Premium because this is one of the what you mean, YouTube Premium, yes. This is a silly thing, right? So I started using YouTube Premium because for two reasons. Both work-related. Rdio was shutting down, and Rdio was my choice because I don't like Spotify. Just never liked Spotify, so I went with Rdio. Rdio's app also was fucking awesome. Anyway, they were shutting down, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do Google Music because YouTube Premium got you Google Music. Now it's YouTube Music. It's fine, but it used to be Google Music. So you got YouTube Red, which is what they used to call Premium. There was some original programming that was not available to anybody else. They tried to make their own Netflix kind of thing. So they were starting to pay some people that already had YouTube shows to make content, and some of it's pretty good. Rob Hubel and Paul Scheer made a really nightmare, weird, fake reality show that was very good. And some creators, some like people that make things explode with pseudoscience, those kind of folks got to do some the fun stuff as well. Um, but I got it for Google Music, which became YouTube Music. And then also, folks that remember my job for many, many years working at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater was that and then also independent places after that, which I was a tech person. So a thing that would happen, right, is I go to a theater, I go to some small theater, right, and I'm working, and then somebody on stage, a stand-up on stage, would go, "Hey, do you have this? Can you show this?" Because they realize, oh, I'm in a theater with a projector, so can you show this YouTube video this commercial I'm talking about? Can you find this on YouTube? Can you find this song on YouTube, right? And I'd be like, sure. Well, if I was just signed in to just going to youtube.com and I wasn't signed into my account with premium, an ad might play. A pop-up might play. An ad might play in the middle of it. You never knew, right? So paying for YouTube Premium became a business expense because it meant that I could go anywhere, especially at my home theater, and I could just play a song. Now, if I had more notice, of course I would rip the song. Of course I would. I'd rip the video. Of course I would do that. But a lot of times people would just on stage ask me for a thing. And so it was just faster to go to youtube.com and play their video, their request right off YouTube. And so it became an incredibly helpful tool in that part of my job. And then I just kept paying for it. I refuse to watch ads on YouTube again. Yes, also, I pay for it because I watch a lot of YouTube. That's the real thing that I wanted to add. That became the third thing post pandemic outbreak, because we're not post pandemic. Post 2020, I watch a lot of fucking YouTube, everybody. It's on all day while I'm doing things. It's on, like, a lot of times I'm not even focused on it. It's just on. I watch so much YouTube that it's so much easier to just not worry about ads. I don't see ads on the app. I don't see ads. I don't see ads while I'm on my computer. Just don't see them. Whatever. My phone, on my iPad, none of that. So I don't see any ads. It's great. Everything works out. And then, like I said, because it's premium, people that would be running ads, like, it counts as if I saw them. So they would still get some money, which is a nice little bit of business. My GF just got her old music collection back thanks to Google Music Cloud backup. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so rad. I so need to get a good Android tablet. I can install a copy of FL Studio Mobile. Yep, that would be neat. Lore videos. Yeah. Oh, God. Like, I watched, like, VODs of people's, like, I haven't played Magic the Gathering since the mid-90s. No, the late 90s. Let's be real. I played in the very late 90s. I haven't played Magic the Gathering since the late 90s. But people I like play Magic the Gathering. And so sometimes I will watch them play Magic the Gathering. Like, there's a new Lord of the Rings set. There's a card set for Lord of the Rings. A Lord of the Rings tie-in with Magic the Gathering. That's some grade A nerd shit that I'm all about. I love hearing someone say what a card does and then end with, "You are tempted by the ring." That's a thing I heard my friends say like 20 times in an 8-hour stream. And it was awesome. I was just like, hell yeah, you are tempted by the ring. Damn right you are. I didn't see any ads during that. And that's great, because I don't want to see YouTube ads. It's right there on YouTube. Totally. I lost a section of my music collection when I formatted my drive. Yeah, I have an external drive that hosts my music, and then I have a lot of playlists that I can use to kind of rebuild. I didn't go digital only, like, I'm not streaming only, but I just have so many MP3s. And that drive has a backup, that like a monthly backup. So I'm pretty secure that drive will be pretty good for a while. And if it starts clicking, I can always just move it on to something else. I do have an external drive for my last PC that I don't use right now that is just waiting to be used. MTG has Transformer, MLP, and Godzilla cards. God bless. Indeed, right? Oh, the secret layer stuff is so weird and wonderful. You just get some real nonsense shit in that. All right. This piece slid in. No problem. Why are you being weird? Head piece. Having both my PCs mirrored to Backblaze is going to help me sleep so much fucking better at night, dude. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, Rara. Yes. I mean, considering that you do music production, yeah. Yeah, buddy. You gotta back that shit up. Me, I got my OBS profile backed up in the cloud, and I got a bunch of documents and stuff stored away, and I got redundancies, but I don't do... There are video files on a hard drive that if they went away, I would be sad, but they wouldn't ruin my life. You know what I mean? I don't have anything digital that would like ruin me if it went away. It's more or less if my computer stopped working right. Like, if I had to do this production on my laptop, I'd be kind of fucked, because my current laptop doesn't really like streaming. It doesn't like multiple USB devices pulling a lot of juice. You know what I'm saying? So like a USB webcam, and then also like trying to do USB headphones. My laptop was like, and you want to use OBS? Fuck off. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But that laptop is ultra thin and is meant for me to like travel with and run a PowerPoint presentation on. So I'm not stressing. They lean super hard on cross-branding shit to boost their revenue. Oh, yeah. Spill proof. Yes. I love the premise of that. Like, you get 0 offsite storage, but unlimited mirroring of whatever you're willing to keep a local copy of. Yeah. You max out your premium OneDrive. My Google Drive is just so... I got rid of so much video in my Google Drive, but my Google Drive is full of, like, sketch comedy, like, 30-minute sketch programs, like, scripts. And you're like, that doesn't take up any space, Pat. But then multiply that by, like, 16 years, and it adds up. Because I used my... This is the thing, right? I used my corporate email, my business email, for conversations, but I forwarded anything important to my personal Google Drive. So my Google Drive has like sketch comedy bits from like years and years and years. Okay, this is the wrong sticker. I grabbed the wrong sticker off here. I haven't talked much about this kit because it's just been easy to build. It's weird and pink, and I like it, but it's been pretty easy to build. Right now, though, I have to put on very tiny eye stickers, which sucks. This sucks. But other than that, this kit has been easy to build. It's just that these are very tiny. They're teeny tiny. But they go on easy. There's a nice indent here. Another benefit of YouTube Premium, mashup artists like Triple Q can work there, and soundtrack rip cartoons just pop up. Oh, yeah, totally. Modern PowerPoint is really fun to play with when you do comedy sketches incorporating them. Yeah, I mean, like, so, I don't know, have I talked about this? PowerPoint was the backbone of the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater for a number of years. Until we finally switched to QLab. QLab is a Mac program that fucking rules. QLab is unbelievable if you work in live video production, or if you work in like live performance. From the technical side, QLab rules, because you just make a playlist of everything. All your music cues, your video cues, your image cues, your lighting cues. And then you just set the like start on this, start on that, end here, end that, and then you just press go, 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 and you just do it. Before we got into QLab, PowerPoint became the thing that you did. If you had sound cues and images and videos, you just built a PowerPoint. You just built a PowerPoint and you'd be like, okay, advance to black slide, advance next slide, audio cue happens, but it's invisible so you don't see the little sound icon. Next slide, image happens. Next slide, audio happens. Next slide, audio fades out. And you just built, so people would come in with like 5 images, 2 videos, and 15 sound cues, and you just build a PowerPoint for their whole show and run a PowerPoint off your computer. And that was the easiest way to run a show. Especially when you had dual monitor, because then you just had a monitor with the preview image and you knew what it was, and you could write notes for yourself in PowerPoint so you knew what to do next. But PowerPoint was how I ran comedy shows for a number of years, and then eventually we got into QLab, and QLab fucking owns, and I don't have a Mac, I don't have access to a Mac right now, and I'm going to get really rusty because by the time I start using a Mac again for work, eventually, knock on wood, I'm going to have to relearn how to use QLab. And there are some PC alternatives, but none of them are as good. Oh, QLab fucking rules. God damn. QLab was the only reason I ever considered getting a Mac, because it's just so fucking good. And Keynote is fine. I like Keynote. I got Keynote on my Apple devices. Like, Keynote is great. Keynote isn't PowerPoint. Lord Crashing, it has an older hard drive with videos and such on it that I want to get an adapter so I can pull that stuff out of there, but I haven't gotten around to figure out what I need. Yeah, do it before you don't. That's my one thing. Like, do it before you can't, I should say. A few situations always want me to contact Jason Scott about like, hey, so like, how would you feel about using a few terabytes to archive these? But I always feel like such a jackass. Holy shit, this looks incredible. Just found out about it. You dang Mac users are eating good right now. QLab rules. So you can kind of make VLC act like QLab. Because you can have images, you can have a playlist with images and sound cues, or songs and videos in QLab. But if you have a laptop, QLab is going to make your laptop monitor the number 1, and it's going to want to show all of that on there. So you have to like trick it. It's annoying to get VLC to work like QLab in a live environment with like a projector. You have to make the projector your main monitor. It's a pain in the ass. It sucks. So VLC is like kind of the alternative to QLab, but also you can't do like all of the lighting stuff in it. Very easy to hide OSD text in VLC and capture without GUI decoration. Yes, that is true. VLC, you can make VLC kind of be what you need it to be. What the fuck? What happened to the sticker? I had a sticker in here. I lost an eye sticker, everybody. Nobody move. Where did the eye sticker go? There's a sticker right here. And there should be another eye sticker. And I put it on. And then I guess I didn't push it down well enough and it flicked away. I'm gonna find it eventually. Oh, it's on. I found it. It's right there. It's right there. Why did this get so dark? I'm gonna have to go and fuck around. I think I'm gonna have to go and fuck around in yeah. I'm gonna have to fuck around. This is I can't do anything in OBS. I'm gonna have to go and white balance again. I'm gonna have to white balance my my Panasonic, but I'm gonna do that off stream because this is so much. You're seeing stuff that's way darker than what I'm seeing, and that's weird, and that should not be the case. So I'm gonna have to white balance again. I'll do that for Saturday, I am writing myself a note so that I do that. I didn't even notice this was looking like this, and that's not cool. So got a white balance cam, white balance cam. I am checking your Amazon list. Thank you for including small and affordable Lego sets. Yeah, I like to have. Oh, by the way, I did find that sticker. It's right there. I like having affordable options because, look, I could put like only $80 model kits on there, but then nobody would buy a model kit. But I like having a few small little things. I used to say those things were the best for when I was traveling. I don't travel as much as I used to, but they're still nice to have. But mostly those things are really nice for just people that want to help me out. But like even the idea of like a $28 model kit, like that's just not feasible. I understand that, and I've been there. Um, uh, I could never ever do this. Thank goodness people are making video games of it to help stable my shaky hands. I know. Look, I didn't. Folks that will remember the old days, the beginnings of this stream, will remember that I didn't start doing stickers like the first 2 years. I just hated applying stickers. I would try to do eye stickers, and I would fuck it up, and I would get mad, and then I wouldn't do any stickers again. And I got better tools. And that's a big deal. Like having X-Acto blades kind of helps out a lot. And two, I got a little more patient. Also, I started sometimes building kits that just look so much better. So this sticker is not really sticking well. That is the problem we are running into. This sticker is popping out. So I'm going to set it, and then we are going to cheat it. This happens generally with much older kits, not with kits like this. Kits like this, you normally don't run into problems. So I am going to panel line this head here. I'm just going to do that first. And then I'm going to throw in a little liquid cement over this, which should cement the sticker down, which should keep it together. But I've got to panel line it first, because I don't want to panel line after I use liquid cement. Set and forget it, indeed. I can see this stuff being mad beneficial to people like me who need fine motor skill therapy. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, so the number one thing about like, particularly, like, panel lining and doing stickers and all this extra stuff is you don't fucking need to. Stickers are helpful. In some instances, they do make the kit look better. So I do recommend stickers, but like this is all extra stuff, right? The joy of model kit building, in my opinion, is you start with a couple sheets of plastic, random weird pieces, and you end up with something that looks like the thing on the box. And that fucking rules, especially for a person like me in my current life situation that I am in. So much of my life is doing things that don't lead to anything because I apply for jobs and I have meetings about jobs and I have conversations and emails and interviews about jobs, and they don't lead to jobs. But we spent an hour tonight and I did this. This is an hour's work, and that's because I've been fucking talking. If I wasn't talking, I would be halfway done with this kit. But because we're chatting and I'm taking my time and I'm trying to panel line and do all that, it's taking a little longer. But the reality of it is that, like, I get to just, like, hang out and, like, shoot the shit. But also I am accomplishing something. And that feels so good because I don't accomplish things. I'm constantly, for the past several years, in the process. There's work that I have. One of the jobs I have is a data entry job where I update PowerPoint presentations and decks for companies at conventions they go to and business meetings and all that. And so I am constantly working on small little projects that I finish. And that's not what I want to do in my life, and it doesn't pay well, but it is little tiny victories that constantly happen, and that's so good for my mental health. That's unbelievably good that I just have these small little, like, I updated this dentist thing with words I do not know. But I did it, and I got a little bit of money for doing it. Thank fucking God. I think I just want to find a scalpel alternative. I maybe dental tools with a fine pointer I can't shake myself with. So I have these, and I don't use these enough. I should use these more. I use these mostly for water slides where I really need 3 hands. These are jeweler's tweezers. So I don't even have normal tweezers. Normal tweezers are open, right? And you put pressure to close it. So you're putting all this pressure on the piece of plastic that you're holding, right? You're putting all this pressure on there, and you're holding it, and you're holding it, and you're holding it. That sucks. What if you had jeweler's tweezers, which want to be closed, and you put pressure to open them? Now, does that mean occasionally you have to be careful because something could shoot out that you're holding? Certainly. But and then slide it down if you need more grip. Now, this is not going anywhere. This doesn't go anywhere. And I'm not putting any pressure on it. So it's jeweler's tweezers are a thing I don't use enough around here, but I do for fine control. Because my fear is if it's too small, it might shoot out. But if you need like a third hand, these are incredible for that. And for water slide decals, which are larger than normal stickers, these are really great for that too. Because you can just have it sticking out the tip, really find where you want to place it, and your fingers aren't in that pressure lock where you're like, I'm going to let go of these, and then it's going to just fall out of my hand. It's like, no, you're not. I love these things. I don't use them enough, but when I need them, they are incredible. They are unbelievably incredible. Thank you to whoever bought them off my wish list. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Lashbrook. I think it was you. If it was not, whatever, then I'm giving somebody else giving you credit for somebody else. But somebody bought those for me, and they're when I need them, they're unbelievable. So this is liquid cement, folks. This is used for the kind of model kit that you're working on here. Not that I remember. Lashbrook, don't worry about it. I can't remember who did. I thought it might be you. This is used for glue kits. This is instead of using like Elmer's glue, you use liquid cement. It melts the top layers of plastic and merges them together. This is what you do when you're working on glue kits. But what we're going to do is we're going to dab just a little bit here where our sticker that was being annoying is. We're not going to do too much because we don't want the sticker to lose its color. But we are just basically dabbing a little bit on there, and then when it dries, it's going to kind of adhere to it. I could do it on the other side, but we're basically just making this plastic want this piece of paper, this sticky paper, to just live there. And it'll adhere. You could do it on the other side. I could apply a little bit and then apply the sticker. This will work out fine, and it'll live there. And then we'll have beady little eyes on our kit. And then there's just a little bit of fumes, but whatever. I got ventilation in here. I don't have good ventilation here for something like a sprayer or a lot of paints, but I can use some paints in here without it being a problem. The non-toxic ones, like my glitter paint, that was totally fine. All right, we are now done with the chest and the head once I put this piece on, and we are going to take our pause for the cause. We are not going to talk about... wait, what piece? How does the piece go? We're not going to talk about the extended Microsoft thing, which is the end of our E3, and Capcom really didn't have anything that I want to talk about. I was going to talk about Capcom, but... I mean, the real thing is, hey... If you never played Ghost Trick, please buy and play Ghost Trick. You got to fall in love with this Pomeranian named Missile. Do it for Missile. Do it for Missile. The actual dog that Missile is based on is no longer with us. That is a top tier, good dog. That is an incredible like best in show dog, the original Missile, who is featured in 2 different video games. But this they're 2 different missiles. But this Pomeranian Missile is a good dog, and Ghost Trick fucking rules. And you can just play Ghost Trick now. That's my big Capcom. That's the Capcom showcase. Please play Ghost Trick. Also weird that they're bringing that Mega Man mobile game that is being shut down to Steam in an offline version. That is weird. That feels like a contractual obligation or something. I'm sorry, I'm only excited. 33 Immortals. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to play Ghost Trick, but the game is like $90. Yes, it's also hard to get. I have a copy of Ghost Trick in my storage unit in New York. Also, I'm never going to fucking... so Ghost Trick comes out June 30th. There's a demo. It's Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC. So you can play it on PS5 with it through PS4. There's demo out. Get it in June 30th. Please play Ghost Trick. That's my big thing. And I'm never going to play Exoprimal, but I will watch people play Exoprimal. Those are my big takeaways. Mega Man X Dive offline is a weird choice. You're not wrong. People were like, this Capcom thing, they showed a trailer they showed somewhere else. More people watched it the other place. Yes, that was the point. That was the plan. They were happy about it. And then also, hey, Microsoft, you had a pretty good showcase at not E3. You know what would have been better? If you hadn't saved all your indie shit, your cool indie shit, for your extra weird bonus showcase. Put some of that shit on the first one. Come on. Come on. Feel like I have to watch the Capcom show just for Pragmata. Yeah, I mean, I don't regret watching the Capcom thing because it's not that long, but it wasn't great. Yes, I was disappointed as well, Lord Crash. I mean, there are wonderful indie showcases out there, right? But Xbox, I feel like, could have shown a lot. Like, hey, talk a lot about Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is one of the big Microsoft Xbox success stories. So fucking talk about it and talk about the DLC on the big fucking stage, you doofs. Nonsense. Don't talk about 2 different flight simulator things. I mean, do that because Microsoft Flight Simulator fucking people are real happy about it. So, yeah, sure. It's popular and people like it, so I'm sure. It's weird to see Capcom promote the Pragmata delay trailer like it was a good news trailer. Yeah, I mean, sorry. You know, a little note that says sorry. It happens. All right. We're going to go to this screen here. Giant Bomb Late Show where I heard Lockdown. Hell yeah. It's nice to hear Lockdown now again. Also, the official upload on YouTube of Lockdown, because there are a couple, but the official one, most of the comments are about Giant Bomb, and that's fun. That's a fun thing. Giant Bomb memory. When Giant Bomb got the layoffs happen, when anytime anything happens with Giant Bomb, layoffs, new owners, people leaving, Lockdown gets played a lot, and then people leave comments about, like, because there's like a bunch of Nextlander I'm excited about the next thing and blah blah blah. Oh man, I hope Jeff is okay, and like it's all that, or like Ryan Davis was the best. Like that, basically, Giant Bomb fans have taken over that YouTube page, and I love it because those people made it, and those folks made that song and sold it to like a licensee, and it's very funny. Oh yeah, I mean, yes, the showcases and all those. Like, I didn't watch the Grasshopper Direct got delayed like before it was gonna be, like, that came in so hot that they like fucked up, and I don't even know if it ever actually aired. They were like, stick around, we're gonna try again later, and I don't know if it ended up happening. But the Grasshopper Direct was supposed to have happened like yesterday, I think. Like yesterday, like last night. I don't know if it did. That's the shit that I like to hear about, you know? It is a lockdown. Um, all right. Because we got to talk about some anime in the second hour and we want to talk about some video games. Um, Terrible time indeed. I'm just going to do a truncated pause for the cause. If you're new to the stream, what's going to happen right now is I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. I mean, we talked a lot about subscribing and all of that and following people in places and, you know, speaking with your dollars and all those things. We don't really have to worry about that if you don't want to. But if you want to, you can. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber here on Twitch, on this website, is the most convenient way because you're already here. That's the fucking thing, right? You're already here. You're already hanging out. Your credit card might already be, or your bank, whatever, your PayPal might already be linked to Twitch. So if you want to subscribe, you can. If you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that. If you want to use your Prime Gaming token, because you have Amazon Prime, you link to their Twitch, you get that token. You can use it for somebody. If you're not going to use it for me, use it for somebody else. But that's free money right there. It's free real estate right there. Those are Bezos bucks. That's, you know, like I said, that's the easiest way. I got a couple other ways. I'm not going to go through the whole goddamn spiel, but I got a Patreon. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. I'm now in the Patreon video program, so I can upload videos directly to Patreon, and I will probably only use that for Patreon Q&As, so I don't have to put them on my YouTube, and so that way there are ads in my Q&A video for Patreon. So I think I'll do that, because now I'm part of that program, but I'm not going to, like, upload videos that would normally go to my YouTube separately to Patreon. Like, that's not feasible for me. But some stuff that was unlisted, I'll put there instead. I got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Jump over there. Subscribing is obviously free. I bet they're kicking themselves still for calling it subscribe. But they have a membership program. You can join. And for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos a day early. I just send them out a day early. Which is pretty nice. And then there are direct ways to support me, because those are monthly ways, but you could directly support me financially if you wanted to through Coffee and Stream Elements and PayPal. And everything I make through that, through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense and watching my videos, through Twitch, and through Patreon, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits with that. As I said, this kit, I purchased this kit like last year, with the funds I have from your generosity, which is very, very nice, and I appreciate it. As mentioned, I have a couple things that were bought because my birthday is later this month, so people were kind enough to buy some things from my Amazon wish list. And we'll talk about that wish list just for a second, because I recently added some stuff there that could be pretty neat. Again, my birthday's on the 23rd. If you feel like buying something for your birthday, you don't have to. You don't have to do any of those things I'm talking about, but if you wanted to, you could. Why is my list? Oh, there we go. I got some inexpensive Lego, some more expensive Lego model kits that are expensive, inexpensive. I got this Mold King, which is knockoff Lego, but it's the initial D car, the AE86, which is silly. And I guess I someday I would like to build not Lego. That seems like a funny option. And then I got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that are on sale, kits that never go on sale and are always unbelievably expensive. Why are you so expensive? Particular model kit from many years ago. But yeah, a bunch of different things that I would be happy to build in the future. You buy something on the wish list, it comes to me in the mail. I'll build it on stream, and I will also make a YouTube video dedicated to the thing you purchased. And there's some gear at the bottom because it's nice to have gear. I'm using my backup mouse right now, and it sucks. This is a Microsoft branded mouse from like 10 years ago, and it's small, and my hand hates it. But I'm using that because my other wireless mouse died. I put a very cheap wireless mouse on my Amazon wish list, but it's Amazon Basic, so they're like way better than the price because of how Amazon operates. It's like probably a $25 to $30 mouse for like $12, which sucks. I do actually. I have Throne. I appreciate that, Rara. I do have Throne. I have a Throne wish list. I haven't been doing much with the crowdfunding things for large items, um, but I do have a Throne wish list. I mostly pick it as like I want it to be there as an alternative because some people don't like using Amazon, so I put it there as an alternative to Amazon, and it's a few items there and some gift cards. But I think if Throne starts picking up for me and people start buying things on Throne, then I will start adding things where people can crowdfund together. But my fear is that somebody would be like, yeah, I'll put some money towards this big item, but then no one else would, and it just wouldn't appear. Some people have done very well on Throne. I just haven't. So it's there as an alternative. We got my Stream Deck XL that way. Looks like 3 months, but took like 3 months, but it happened. It totally wouldn't have otherwise. I understand. Like, I should probably experiment with the large ticket thing, and especially if somebody had put money towards it, it would encourage other people to do that. But I think I need to have some. Yeah, yes. I mean, that's the thing, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. People have been very generous. I think if I was starting out now, I wouldn't do an Amazon wish list. I would just use Throne. And also, I'm not asking for anything of the naughty persuasion, which I appreciate Throne existing for. It's very good. Maybe I should put some snacks. There seems to be a lot of like Japanese snacks on Throne. I should put some snacks in there. Maybe people would want to buy me snacks. I don't know. I try to think that our parasocial situation is pretty healthy. There are a few people out there that are not healthy, and that are in this. My community has a couple people that I'm like, yikes about, but it's generally really positive and great. There's just a couple people that I'm like, oh, your positivity is maybe going to turn toxic. You're like borderline. But none of the people that are watching right now. But there's a couple out there, and you probably can guess. I like them very much, and I appreciate them. But we're like 3 months away from them making expectations. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I got a Discord. You can join my Discord if you want to do that. Oh yeah, I especially now that you can press a button on the Stream Deck and a folder just opens on your computer. That shit rules. I have a folder on my Stream Deck that is just of folders. It's a folder of folders. And that's just like my download folder can just open when I need it. And that is so nice. Or my YTDL folder will just open. That's very convenient. Yup. That's a fairly recent update to the Stream Deck. Is folders are now thing. You can now do that. And it's so nice. I'll share a couple video links, then we'll get back into it. Couple video links for you to check out here. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I'll have a new episode up on Monday, but this most recent episode is me talking about cute shit. It's the cute anime this season. Was it every cute anime that this season that I talked about? No, but I talked about 4 of them. They're all very cute. You should check them out. And then Barely Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every Wednesday I put up a new video. They are comedy videos that I write and perform. It is so nice to be writing sketch comedy again, character pieces, and then performing them. This most recent one is called Local News. It is the introduction of a new character that I have created named Danny Local. And he's giving you the local news. Get it? It is an idea that has been done before, but I think it is a fun idea. And also it required me to do several video camera setups, which was fun. It's a silly idea. It's a short video. But I had fun making Danny Local with the local news. I could have gone way farther with it, but I liked it being the simple idea, the simple version. All right, so we'll talk about some anime, and we'll keep working on this model kit. Before I do that, I have to drink some water because I've been talking for an hour plus. So let's do that. And while I do that, also, I will dramatically change to the overhead camera and cover for my not talking with this transition. dramatic. I still want badly to do more structural local news streams. It really requires so much setup to carry out. Yes. So like local news, because the idea is it's a guy, this sketch that I did, the guy is doing his the local news, which to him means news about him. It is lo-fi, right? If I was going to do a live stream where I was doing a parody of the local news, then I would have green screen stuff, and I would have like different sets, and I would be able to jump to, and do the weather, and I would have to invest in time and effort and energy to do that. But for this comedy video, the idea was that it's pretty shitty and low rent. Like, two of the shots are on my phone, and I purposely did them horizontal and vertical. I did them differently for each shot on purpose because I was like, that's funnier. If in one he's doing this in one, and the other he's holding it like that, I think that's funnier that they don't match. Will that feel intentional to the audience? I don't know. But to me, that was like the funnier way to do it. And so it is on purpose low rent because that is the character I'm portraying. But if I was going to do like more of a news parody, I would have to like invest time and effort. Next door style local news. Set up a bot to feed me random fake stories and force me to react in real time, complete with images. That's pretty fun. Yeah. Danny Local is a hard worker. Sadly, he bad at work. Yeah. That's the... You know, I'm not going to go through all the beats of it, but the top story is that Danny took a personal day to go get work done on his car. He's going to update the story if work gets mad at him for taking a personal day. So it's like, you know, that's the top story. And then there's breaking news, and it's just like, it's silly. It's a silly little video that I like making, but I should probably, one of these days for Barely Rehearsed, I'm going to have to work on a longer video because they've been pretty short. They've been kind of like silly ideas, and I want to like invest the time to like work on a longer joke. But that requires energy and also an idea. So we'll see. Now I'm just imagining a recurring gag where we get pre-recorded bits from you, where y'all pretend it isn't pre-recorded, like trying to respond to each other and shit. Normal news network. Yeah. I did a bit for a show once where we really worked hard to make it real. I was there, but we did a pre-record, and then they practiced like it was, like they were responding to me in real time, right? And then the joke is, I walk out, and because the idea is that like, oh yeah, I'm definitely there, everybody. Like, he's definitely here. There's no problem. And then I come out, and then like that's the reveal is that I'm there the whole time. But it's one of those things where I was like, eventually it wasn't working right. This was a show. It just wasn't working right. And then it kind of hit me. I'm like, well, we're working really hard for a joke that isn't that funny. Like, the big reveal is, oh, this pre-record that we're posing as real is a pre-record. Like, immediately the audience understood that I wasn't there, that it was a pre-recorded video posing as a live video. And then the payoff is supposed to be, actually, he's been here the whole time. And I was like, oh, the problem is it's not that good of a joke. We could just... So eventually we just did a better joke in that spot. And it worked out fine. But it was that thing where it's just like, oh yeah, okay. And so I don't know, that's always been my big lesson in comedy, is that like, yeah, we could do that. We could do this very elaborate thing, but is it funnier than something that's easy? And sometimes it is, but sometimes it is not. Like, friends of mine years and years ago, friends of mine did this thing where they, it was a sketch show. And you may remember from live sketch comedy, in between, there's a blackout, and then there's a transition where like video will play or music will play. There's be a little bit of lighting on stage, and you set up for the next scene, right? You go from a scene where it's 4 chairs set up at like a table. You strike the table, you move the chairs together to make it a couch. You put a blanket on the couch. You move a table in to be an end table. You put up a poster because it's funny in that sketch to have a poster in the back wall. You do whatever. You set the scene, right? So these guys set up this whole elaborate thing. Their plan was, we're going to set up we're going to go really elaborate. We're going to bring in costumes and set the stage with all this stuff. We're going to bring in people who haven't been in the show and help with the transition. It's going to be this long, very long transition. And the lights will come up, and then someone's going to say one thing, and then we're going to black out. And it was like, that's very funny. That idea is funny. But is it so funny that it is worth all of that effort? And then you have to move all that shit again because it's not funny enough to be the end of the show. And is the crowd gonna like get bored of watching you set up? And like, is that laugh worth it? And they were like, well, we'll at least do it once. And it was like, yeah, all right, yeah, we got to do it once. And it was like, fine. It just wasn't worth all of the stuff they had to do. It was like a really funny premise, but like to them. But I was like, all right. And then eventually they ended up cutting it because it wasn't worth all of that. Like the joke. It was a meta joke. It was funny to comedians, but it wasn't necessarily funny to an audience that paid $5 to sit and watch a show. This is the wrong piece. I need pull that there. Video glitches out and just an anchor throwing his papers. Yes. Sci-fi spin be taking pressure off the comedy value. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to be funny because it can be weird. And that is a model that works very well. Like Adult Swim. And there is an era of Adult Swim that made their bread and butter on the premise that, hey, what if this was just weird instead of being funny? And then the humor might come from the fact that this is so fucking weird. Too Many Cooks is a nightmare. It's a wonderful... It's a wonderful, how far can we take this? Okay, now double that. And I love Too Many Cooks. But I would call Too Many Cooks a comedic experiment. My favorite thing is everybody knew about it, but obviously not everybody. A lot of people knew about it. And some friends of mine were watching it again. They had all watched it. And then about 6 or 7 minutes into it, one person just goes, so what is this? Because there was a person in the room watching Too Many Cooks that had like not understood what they didn't know what they were about to watch. They were watching it for the first time, but they hadn't said anything when people were like, oh, we should watch it again. We should watch it again. They just assumed that my friend had watched it. So they were like, I guess we're going to watch this thing. And they didn't have any context for it, which is awesome. But also they weren't set up for it. They weren't like prepped for it. So it was just like a very weird thing they had no like entry point for. All right. So I did not set this piece up properly. This is right, but this bottom piece is wrong. I love that there's this little guide here that's just like, hey, no, do it like this. And I didn't. What if we did a parody of 90s sitcom openings and then got weird with it? But it's like, oh, this is a funny idea. And then it just goes and goes and goes. And then it goes. And then it wraps around itself. And then it like makes callbacks to itself. And then it keeps going. And then it just goes. And it doesn't stop. Wham City used horror projects intermittently as a comedy outlet. Yes, totally. Yeah, I think there's room for that. Like in the same way that like a guy I used to work with years ago, Brandon Bassam, does comedy horror movies. He sold a couple. I'm in one of them. It's weird. I'm in a movie called Fear Town, USA. It's a no budget horror comedy anthology. Um, and then he made a few more, and he sold. This is a weird thing to say. A movie I'm in is distributed by like Kings of Horror, like Schlock, and it's a weird thing to say because they eventually they got bought, or like the licensing got bought. But Feartown USA, it's not. I don't think it's available anywhere on streaming. I think you have to find a DVD of it. Um, uh, but I'm in a horror comedy anthology as like a very minor character. I don't get to do anything fun. I don't get killed in it. It sucks, but I'm fun in it. Um, but I appreciate my buddy Bassam, the guy I used to work with, for just being like, this is the thing I want to make. I want to like make a bloody funny movie, and I want to keep making them, um, which is just like a weird thing. I wonder. I check every once in a while to see if Fear Town is available anywhere. The trailer's available. I know that. Uh, God, it's almost 10 years old. Um, but it's distributed through Troma now. Uh, oh, you can buy it on Blu-ray, but that's a weird thing to say, right? That like a movie that I'm in is distributed by Troma. Like that's a weird thing to say. I mean, it's easy. It's kind of easy to get into their film library. It's apparently not that hard. They put it on their fucking website. It's very easy to do, but it's still an odd thing to say. I don't think Fear Town is particularly great, but it is fun, and I think his later movies are uh, actually approach movies like actual films. But that is a fun fact about your friend Pat. I have made the tactical decision that we were going to talk about anime on Saturday's stream. On Saturday, we're going to do a very long anime section because I don't feel like talking about any of the shows that I watched this since Monday's stream. Uh, can we get Nukem High brought back and fill it with fossil fuel jugs? I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, so on Monday, on Saturday, I'm gonna dedicate a lot of time. Saturday's gonna be talking wrestling because we won't get into too much wrestling talk tonight, and talking anime because we just haven't. The conversation has flowed in such a way that it didn't make sense to stop to talk about Oshinoko and how finally the plot I care about has had some movement. And not as much move, and instead of the plot beats that I don't care about, and how I'm like, oh cool, finally dangling the murder mystery investigation instead of does this teen like this other teen, which I know that people really care about, and I'm the weirdo for being like, I don't care about the idols, I care about the murder investigation. But I know I'm in the minority when it comes to that. Whatever. We'll talk about that anime later. What we are going to talk about right now is some demos. I played some video game demos. I didn't play a lot of them. I didn't get to Blue Box Has You Hooked. Oh, nice. I haven't watched as much. I haven't played as many demos as I would have liked. I just got weirdly busy this week, but I did play a few things, so I did want to shout out a few of them. Wonderful is I wrote down here, cozy tile placement adventure. It's like an action adventure game with tile placement, but it's got a real cozy vibe to it. That's wonderful. All of these of the 3 demos I'm going to talk about here are all available on Steam. That's where I played them. Obviously, there are a lot more out there. I haven't played all of the ones that I would like to. Most of these demos are going to be available for this month. Another one that I played is Ollie Frog Toad Skater. Ollie Frog Toad Skater is It's like Sanrio art style Tony Hawk game. The art style actually more than Ollie Frog has a new demo. Yes, it is a new demo. I believe it is new. It's new to me. I believe it's new, but they have a demo out right now on Steam. They were part of an indie show that indie showcase that didn't end up happening. So the completionists just ran a stream. They ended up in that because they were supposed to be at that thing, and then things got fucked. The venue didn't get the proper like permits, which sucks. Completely sucks. So Ollie Frog, Toad Skater. So I said that it reminds me of like Sanrio, but really what it reminds me of is you might remember a game that we played here on stream, Paparazzi. It looks like Paparazzi. I may or may not be trying to get music in it. Hell yeah. Paparazzi, like that kind of like, oh, it's this somewhat cutesy art style that a lot of indie devs are kind of leaning to, where it can be a little messy. It doesn't have to be clean, but it still like runs well and is fun. It's that kind of art style. That's what Ollie Frog Toad Skater reminds me of. Paparazzi is such a headache of a name, but it looks legitimately great as a pure video game thing. It's just solving the easiest. There was one hard quest in that whole game, and we hit a glitch, and that's why it was hard. But that game is just like, hey, find this thing, take a photo of that dog, and then then your photos get rated, and then move to this other area, take a photo of this dog. You took a photo of that dog. Great job. It's got really good vibes. Paparazzi is very fun. I downloaded a demo from Skate Great 3D, Skater Gator 3. Oh, Skater Gator 3D. Never heard of that. That sounds fun. So from the games that I stream, good warning. Even if it's a visual novel, cool on them to go out of their way to give it a rad unique concept. Totally. You know the kind of games that I like to stream, and you know that you've never watched me stream a side-scrolling hack and slash, because I used to play those because I'm an 80s child and a 90s teen. So you know I played some fucking hack and slashes back in the day. That's just not my bread and butter. That's just not my style. That's not the thing that I look for these days. But I will say this. Slave Zero X has huge ass sprites and a 90s anime aesthetic. It has a what you think the 90s anime look like aesthetic. And and how you think giant sprite side-scrolling hack and slashes played like. They're doing the thing that you're supposed to do, which is give you the thing you remember, not the actual thing. And it fucking whips ass visually, and the music in the demo is good. I don't know if the whole game's going to be good. And do I think I'm going to buy Slave Zero X? No. Will I watch someone play it on stream? Will I like try to get Nextlander to fucking stream it? Hell yeah. For one of their grab bags. I think that would be an unbelievably good grab bag game for Nextlander. Because Slave Zero X just like has style. It's got good vibes. I never got good at hack and slash. I don't know if it's because I'm a lefty or whatever. Love shmups. Maybe Pizza Tower ushering a new era of bizarre sprite art. Pizza Tower is... I don't think it's Pizza Tower doing it, but Pizza Tower's success is definitely letting people... Let's be real. Game dev weirdos that want to make Wario Land 4 games. Wario Land 4 alikes. There were like 4 or 5 of those have demos right now. Pizza Tower is just like an early success story in what will now be a new niche subgenre of, well, if no one's going to make a Wario Land game. I'm gonna make a Wario Land game, but now a lot of people are making Wario Land games, and that's weird. Yeah, I mean, like, to me, if you have a if to me, Pizza Tower success can be equated to sales. Certainly, I don't know how well it's selling, but like the people that are sick for that kind of game love it, and our speed. It was at Games Done Quick. It's a good speed run at Games Done Quick, and it's like the people who are really into that game are really into the game. I would say that game probably sold another 100 copies just from GDQ, uh, because it was so good. It was such a good, fun speed run, that it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I should play Pizza Tower. I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know financially if it like worked for them, but conceptually, to allow people to go, I think I'm gonna, yeah, all right. I think people are ready for it. That's awesome. This kit is coming together pretty fast. I finished an arm here. We'll panel line that a little bit and get in the other arm. Now I want to talk about a video game that I played that I can't tell you I played. There is a mobile game that I downloaded. I watched the intro. I got to a screen and I was like, no. Actually, no. It is a free-to-play game called Laid Back Camp All in One. It has a little scene at the very beginning that is a chibi. The characters from Laid Back Camp, one of my favorite chill, cozy anime that I love. It's got a lot of heart to it, and this little opening of like the characters interacting, and you're like, oh yeah, and the music is good, and you're like, yes, Laid Back Camp. And then you get to the tutorial. Laid Back Camp got a game. They have a mobile game. There have been there's a Laid Back VR experience that's Japan only. This is a international game. They did it in English. It's not a good translation, it feels like. And then I get to the page, and the page opens up of like, here's where you're gonna do stuff, right? Camping and cooking and all this stuff, right? There are 2 different battle passes. There is gotcha mechanics. And every day you get a free gotcha spin. And then there were other things of like tying in with your friends and a thing called Super Friends and like all this shit. And they dumped it to me all at once. And it was just like a screen full of, I'm going to get the image because fuck this shit. I posted an image of it. I don't even mind that I had to turn my phone sideways to play this fucking game. It's just the game itself told me I was like, nope, I'm good. I did get a little past the image here that I'm going to share with everyone. I did get a little past this image, but I was just like, no. Actually, you know what? I like myself too much to do this. I would love to play a cozy game. I would love to pay money for a fun game, but I don't want this. This is a screen cap of my phone. This is what happened after the intro video played. Welcome to Camp Together. I will now explain how to play. I got a little in explaining. Menu, camp, layout, craft. 1 free gotcha every day. Camping. Our rank, of course. The team rank, gotta be in a team. I forgot that. And then there are apparently 2 different battle passes. There are 3 different kinds of currency. And I know there are people who love this shit. And I was like, actually, no, I don't want to do this. I care about myself. I don't want to go this way. If you haven't watched it, Laid Back Camp is an incredibly lovely show. There are 2 seasons available on Crunchyroll. There is a chibi side story that is like a little fun little bonus series that came out in between the first 2 seasons. It is wonderful. There's a manga, of course, and it is a good vibes about there's no wrong way to camp. Um, so, Lord Crashington, I don't know this for a fact, but I believe you asked if there are that many characters to make a gacha game. I believe that they are going to include other characters from other chill slice of lifes owned by the same company or licensed by the same company. So there will be crossovers. I need to find more shit like Ebichu, and I don't know if Shin-chan is the right next move or not. Shin-chan is fun. It might be the right move. Honestly, no wrong way to gacha. Honestly, rah-rah. You should try to find. I don't know if it's out there in a legal format. You should try to find Oh Super Milk Chan. Rara, that's an anime for you. I watched that dub is actually really good. You should look for Oh Super Milk Chan because it is one of the closest Japanese anime to approach and nail the like weird Nickelodeon, weird Nick, like a Rocko's Modern Life kind of thing. I'm overdue for that. The most Dreamcast looking anime ever, Choo Choo Rocket Rangers. Yeah. Oh Super Milk Chan is one of the closest things to that like Puyo Puyo Tetris looking characters. That's a good that you're not wrong. But that is like one of the shows that is closest to that aesthetic, that Ren and Stimpy, like kind of vibe. Whereas like Excel Saga, which is it's a nightmare thing. Excel Saga is a wonderful nightmare trip, but it does require you to have extensive knowledge of anime because it is in the same way that like season 2 of which is still really good, Pop Team Epic season 2, like you can watch it without having an unbelievable knowledge of like Japanese Sentai, the Power Ranger stuff, or like Kamen Rider. You can enjoy Pop Team Epic without that, but if you know a lot about Kamen Rider, like they did a Kamen Rider intro parody that's just a good one of those. Like it's incredible. Like they got people from those that make those things to make their bullshit comedy knockoff Kamen Rider intro, and then it's really fucking good. It's I hate you good. And pop culture in general. And Excel Saga is in that category of like Excel Saga is very much of its time, but like I had extensive notes that a friend made for me when I watched that anime, so I could like get some jokes. Like there'd be jokes where I'd be like, "Hey, what does this fucking mean?" And he would like reply in an email and tell me what they were referencing and give me like context. Like I needed pop-up video for Excel Saga. There's a fan sub that actually goes out its way to contextualize jokes and stuff. Yes. You should find rips of the Excel Saga DVDs. Do they do pop-up video in there to explain the fucking weirdness of their thing and give references? Legal backups. Yes. That wouldn't surprise me. But yes, I mean, Pop Team Epic is the like the real thing, but also Rara. Is it still stuck on fucking, let's see, is it on Crunchyroll? Gal, let's see, is Gal and Dino? Yes, it is. Honestly, the thing that I talked endlessly about is Gal and Dino. Gal and Dino. Dino. Gal and Dino is made by the Pop Team Epic people. The first half of every episode is an animated thing of a girl, a gal, uh, and a dinosaur that live together. And it's silly and nonsense and very fun. And then the second half of every episode is done by the same production studio, but different people. And the second half of every episode is live action. And sometimes it's the plot of what you just saw redone in live action. But most of the time, the second half of Gal and Dino is just nonsense. There's a character that appears in there that's also in Pop Team Epic, which is just a parody of Death Note. There's just like a Death Note person in there. They got the gal is played in some parts by a like a Japanese stand-up comedian. There is a comedy troupe that shows up, and then also the pandemic happened, and so they couldn't shoot some stuff outside. You actually see some shots they have where before the lockdown in Japan, where everyone working is wearing a mask, and you can tell who's the actor because the actor isn't wearing a mask in public. But they also just had to shoot some episodes in the studio, and they couldn't go outside for some of the episodes, and so they're just like complete nonsense. And like I said, sometimes they're jumping off points of what happened in the episode. Also, there's in between the animated and the live action, there is like digital claymation, so it's approaching claymation, but it's digital style, little shorts, and they hired a bunch of people to make these shorts. And like the first half is fun, and the second half is unbelievably wonderful and nonsensical. There is a movie reference in there that I don't know what it's doing. There's like a very good movie reference in there. And the only reason I can think they put it in there is because they had a guy who looked like this actor. So they put him in there. And I don't know why they did. Gal and Dino was like my hidden gem. And then it got fucked over because of the pandemic and like it had to re-air and like never got the momentum back. And then people were like, what's this live action thing? And I'm like, it's the best part. I have watched Bocchi the Rock, Lashbrook. I eventually watched it. I got over my nervous energy about Bocchi the Rock because Bocchi is so like in over her head and so like frazzled by the reality of what's happening to her that it made me anxious. I got over that, and it is a lovely series, and I really did like Bocchi the Rock. But Bocchi took me a long time to get into because I was just like, just run away. This is scary. Get out of here. So I did eventually get over myself. And I do enjoy it. I think the changes in art style to reflect her mood are really great. I think all the music is really good. The sporting cast is really fun. I got over myself with Bocchi the Rock. But I do think that anxious people might have trouble with that one at first. The premise is really strong. Of like, oh, I know how I'll be popular and make friends. I'll get really, really good at guitar. Okay, I'm really good at guitar, but I still am awkward around people. And now I'm awkward to play my guitar around people. And it's just very funny. To like follow through with that plan and then just not have it work, right? Where it's like, oh, wait. This didn't actually help with anything. Now I just have other things to be anxious about. All right, we got a lot done with this kit. We're going to call it quits there. I'm just happy that we got to hang out. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here in the old Build with Bear workshop, is we find someone doing cool shit out there to go hang out with, and we go show them some love. We will be back on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's right. I'm not going to watch AEW Collision live. I'll watch like the first like 20 minutes or so and then stream prep. I'm going to watch that after I stream. I'm going to watch the replay on the West Coast feed because TBS.com lets me watch the West Coast feed, which is helpful for things like this. So I'll watch that later and talk about it on Monday, I guess. But yeah, next stream is Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Continuing working on this kit. We'll might finish it up, or at least we'll get close to finishing it up. All right, who are we gonna go hang out with? We're gonna find somebody awesome to raid. I want to thank everybody hanging out tonight. It was very kind of you, very nice of you to be here and to be chatting. We had a great conversation. We didn't even have lulls where I had to talk about the anime I'm watching. Let's see. How long have they been streaming? I want to see how long this person's been streaming. Ooh, they've been going for 4 hours. They might keep going. Uh, let's see. You know what? Liz does stream for a while, so we're gonna raid Liz Star. We have it. You know, we haven't done a fun raid of a lovely VTuber in a hot minute. So we're gonna check out Cassette Beasts, which I haven't really seen enough of. And Liz is great, so we're going to go hang out with Liz and watch Liz play Cassette Beast. So please come along on this raid. Come back on Saturday for my stream, because it'll be nice. And to hang out. You'll like Liz. She's great. And I hope you have a lovely evening. I hope you come back on Saturday for more streaming. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank you for chatting with me. Go watch some anime and have a lovely weekend. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.